What? Okay, so there might be more. I should go back and play this game myself. Enjoy break. Ah. Great. Yeah, there's a bunch of different endings, so I think it is worth, like, the amount of replayability this game is, from what I've already seen. Definitely worth picking up again. Yeah. Welcome back, thank you. Okay, let's help out in the kitchens. Back in space, cooking involved programming ration machines and putting dishes in the laser-matic dishwasher, because water was too precious to clean dishes with. And now you're growing more real food and trying to figure out how to cook with it. The cafeteria kitchens are bright and full of good smells. There's always something baking or boiling or frying. You take a deep breath in and just hold all the deliciousness in your lungs. Chief Steward Anne, known to the kids as Auntie Sedent, is in charge of everything in the living quarters. Running the children's creche, coordinating the cleaning bots, and of course cooking for the whole colony. It's a lot of work, but she's good at delegating to all the kids that she's raised here, including you. She's a big believer in learning by trying and doesn't mind if a few dinners are ruined in the process. Hi, Hunter! There's definitely a lot of replayability, especially with 29 different endings. It looks like you're on your own this morning, Aunt Anne says, welcoming you into the kitchen. Don't you worry though, we'll start you off with something easy. She shows you to the kitchen nano printers. Just press this button and the ration machine will spit out a freshly pressed cake of soy rations. It's not tasty, but it's nutritious. Then she shows you to the range. A large pot of brown stew is bubbling away. Here is where the real magic happens, she says proudly. She takes a ladle and spoons up some of the stew so you can have a taste. See? To this stew we added homegrown veggies and spices. This is what I love about cooking, she sighs proudly, turning raw ingredients into something better. Just by adding a little bit of work and a lot of love, just like raising children. How about you, Solana? Why do you want to work in the kitchens? I like to provide for others. Feels good to know a loved one is happy and well fed because of you. You tell this to Aunt Anne and she smiles indulgently. That is a fantastic reason, Solana. We need a little happiness around here. Aunt Anne sets you up with a few basic kitchen tasks and leaves you to it. You need help? I'll just be around the corner. Or you can ask Congruence for advice. She has every recipe and method you could ever need, and she's an excellent teacher. You quickly have your hands full with the sheer volume of food it takes to feed 100 people. Workers from the canteen shuttle back to pick up trays of soy rations and pots of stew at regular intervals. Somehow you keep up. Poke your head into the canteen at lunchtime to see what people think about the food. Seems they like it. Maybe you're cut out to be a chef. What's a flush again? Oh. 5, 6. This is a straight though. Could change that to blue. Blue. Wahoo. Flush is the same color. Oh, okay. Thanks, Jeff. Dust? It's Nemi. Nemi's birthday. Okay. Egg. Take this egg. And then Nomi and Kel I have to ignore until it's their actual birthday this month. Where's Rex? A present. Hug. Rex is surveying an empty lot with a critical eye. Still a lot of potential here, he says thoughtfully, tapping something onto his hollow palm. An elder care home? One day hopefully we'll be lucky enough to have older folks, and it makes sense to have right in the middle of the colony. He gestures his hollow palm away and turns to you with a smile. Gotta think about the future if we're still expecting we got one. Oh. You're looking for Rex by the construction site, but Rex finds you first. Tackle hug! You turn to the source of the yell. Rex is barreling towards you, arms outstretched. You have about 2 seconds to decide how to react. Give him a big old friendly bear hug. Stand your ground and throw your arms wide. Rex almost knocks you off your feet with the force of his hug, but his strong arms don't let you fall. He smells so good, like sweat and dust and sunshine. Always happy to see you, Solana, Rex says, squeezing you tightly. I think you're starting to understand this strange Helio boy and his love of hugs. So, says, crossing his arms. You looking for me? What you need? Do something fun. He tilts his head to the side. Like what? Want to skip work and hang out? He looks torn. Oh man. Normally yes for sure, but I'm actually super stoked to work on build today. He jerks his thumb towards the construction project behind it. If you want, you can come see what we're working on. Rex takes you on a tour of the construction site. He's great company, and basking in his excitement is a pleasant way to spend the afternoon. Wave goodbye to him so he can get back to work. You feel a bit lighter. Ah. What's he working on? Oh yeah. Flower for you. Now. Now sitting cross-legged on top of the garden shed, his face turned towards the sun. He cracks open an eye when he realizes you're watching him. I like to spend a little bit of time every day communing with the planet, he says, smiling down at you. I think it's kind of important to think about why we're here and what we're doing, you know? Yes, Nomi and Cal. I can't give presents yet. Spot your dad lying on the ground in the soft grass, looking up at the sky. Zooms his hand across his field of vision like a spaceship, and then looks over with a dreaming smile. Hey, kiddo. I can't believe we're back on solid ground. After Tony's face, it still doesn't feel real. Been over 20 years, though. At this point. Vex is about 2 clicks removed from flat out ignoring you. Don't bother Rex if you like him so much. Don't believe anything he says about me. You don't know the whole story. He'll lie to anyone to make himself look good. Sure, take that. Oh, and... I don't need this. You. Either. Collectibles, Plain Valley are available to me. Organization and persuasion. I don't know. Everything seems peaceful. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Let me see if I just missed anything here. The animal. Oh, I never did this. You meet your dad by the animal pens, fresh and ready for your first day at your new job. Your dad laughs at your clean clothes and your scrubbed face. Aw, Pumpkin, I'm sorry to tell you that you're a little overdressed for the position. You're gonna get dirtier and dirtier all heck today. so go on, put on these overalls and let's get to work. You change and follow your dad through the float cow pens. He rubs their noses as he points out their names. You know they're cute, but these ladies aren't pets. They're livestock, and more than that, they're not really domesticated like your animals back on Earth. They're more like tame. We give all the animals lots of room to roam, and we feed them well. They're not going to get chased down and eaten by bigger animals, and we help them if they're sick. It's a pretty good deal, I think, but they're still pretty wild. Gotta be careful with them. He leans his elbow on the fence. We're pretty lucky that Vertumna has herd animals. Makes it a little easier. We'll probably have real domestic animals in a couple hundred years. Well, kiddo, got all these animals. What do you want to learn about first? The float cows. Here they are. Beautiful, aren't they? And pretty gross. You don't want to know where they make their milk, but I'll give you a hint. Not dairy. Not any weirder than when people used to drink cow's milk. I mean, who's the first guy who decided to do that? That's what I say all the time. We figured out that if we keep feeding them what they'd be eating during pollen, they'll keep making milk year round. Makes them heavy enough that they don't float away. Otherwise, we'd have to keep them all on leads, like balloons. What about sugar bugs? Your dad takes you to rows of crates where the soft, squishy sugar bugs are all clumped up together in moist muck. You guys are pretty cool. They're a colony just like us, and if you tickle them, you get... Brushes his finger on top of the sugar bug. A little jet of gooey stuff comes out. Sugar bug syrup. Sugar bug syrup, he says. Neat, right? A squeeger. Oh yeah, queen bee, your dad says excitedly. More like an ant. Not that you know what an ant is either. Well, never mind. We settled in great, continues. We've got her rooted now, and she's all ready to start having her own little squeegers. And when those guys are gonna do most... And then those guys are gonna do most of the work caring for her. She's a little grumpy, but I'd be pretty cranky too if I had to stay in one place and lay eggs for the rest of my life. You'll be responsible for squeezing that royal jelly out of her. Glad it's you and not me. Careful of the acid mist. The bristle slugs. Oh yeah, we got a ton of them. They're great, slow and easy to catch, and real gentle. Don't let the spikes fool you. They're actually really cuddly, and don't mind when you pet them. It actually helps them. In the wild, they'll be scratching up on all sorts of things to knock off those itchy berries. Punches up his nose. They're not really berries, though. They're more like eggs. Well, they're like berries, though, because they're sweet. And you know what? Never mind. Vertumna animals are pretty weird. What about the trippets? No joke. We thought these guys were plants for the first couple years. We transplanted them from the wild into the greenhouse, but I guess that was just part of their life cycle, because it turns out they're sentient and can move around and stuff. We moved them out of the greenhouses and into the barns, but we don't really treat them differently. They're just mostly sit there. Okay, let's get started. Great. That's the kind of energy I want to see around here. We need someone to muck out the float cow stables. They might float, but their poop shirt doesn't. He hands you a shovel. Have fun. And kudos if it beats the goal. How to get it to 40. Oh, okay, here we go. This year, Governor Lum's ascension to the Vertumnalia stage is heralded by an entire military band. Their instruments shiny and nano-printed new. They march out of a command formation, splitting and forming a phalanx at the foot of the stage as Lum takes his place before you. Spotlights turn on with heavy ka-chunk noises, illuminating Lum in a halo of floating dust particles. He spreads his arms wide. Hello, Vertumna, his voice booms over the speakers. Are we winning or what? Reaction's mixed. You look around. It's easy to see the ones cheering the loudest are Helios and the people who fully adopted their mentality, like Anemone. Stratos are more reserved, some even silent. Security Chief Red is one of them, the usual stony expression hiding his true feelings. Regardless, there's enough cheering that Lum has to wait for it to die down before he continues. We're killing it out there, people, he exclaimed. Every day we claw a little more territory from the savage aliens of this planet. A potato pod arcs through the air and lands with a broken sword at Lum's feet, flattering him with juice. You don't see who threw it, but the faction from Geoponics is looking restless. They begin to cheer and stomp their feet. Lum continues on, raising his fist. Those Xenos attacked us first. Now they're learning. Don't mess with humankind. The crowd is now evenly split between cheering and booing. Shadows are agitated, and you hear calls for things like return to how they were, and how Lum and his soldiers are killing the planet. Even the council lined up before the stage and facing the crown looks conflicted. You left Earth to get away from this shit, your dad shouts, and you turn to him in surprise. He really swears. Now look at us. We're right back where we started, fighting each other and the planet. We brought it with us. Utopia hops on stage and routes her own here speak through the speakers. He's lying, she yells bitterly. This year, we lost 2 surveyors in the swamps, Doral and Quinny. They'd be alive today if Lum hadn't sent them to clear out a manticore dead for no good reason. She jams her finger against the governor's chest. The only threat to our colony here is you. Lum's smile does not change, but his eyes go cold. He snatches Utopia's hand and calmly slowly crushes her hollow palm crystal with his thumb. You can hear the crunch of the bones of her hand before the feed cuts out. Utopia yells as her knees buckle with pain, her bravado gone. She holds her broken hand to her chest and is too shocked to resist when Lum shoves her off stage. The crowd is stunned into silence as well. Lum clears his throat and approaches the end of the stage, looming tall over the council. Thank you for your input, he says icily. Your concerns have been noted. This isn't the buffoon Lum presents on his daily holoblogs, nor the nuisance he is when he visits a worksite. He sees something in his eyes he's only caught glimmers of before. Hatred. Shadows are lucky we didn't crush you under our boots and take your colony by force, he sneers. Before we got here, this colony was doomed, only alive because I was merciful. A bunch of burned-out heavy fugitives. What was your plan for surviving out here? Wishful thinking? Singing songs and talking to animals? Laughter ripples through the Helios. You, he gestures to the council, then jerks his thumb at his chest. Need us, not the other way around. I'm done pretending I need to listen to your opinions. Want to live, you'll do what I say. Stares at Instance, who glares up at him with hate in her eyes as she tends to Utopia's hand. Maybe it's time to clean house. Need team players here. One who shares one vision for the future of Rotumna. After a few tense moments, C clears their throat. Sir, shall I continue with the traditional formalities now? Lum scowls at Seek and throws his hands in the air. Whatever. Do it if it makes you feel better. You're all cowards. Turns and stalks off the stage, his marching band scrambling to follow him with his exit song. As promised, there's no contest this year. There's plenty of food and alcohol. As the sun begins to set, the Helios, including Vase and Anemone, head straight for it and look ready to party into the night. Other teams seem a little less at ease. This, quite predictably, has already left. Thanks, Trex. So, can we, like, overthrow the governor now? Go find Dis. Don't find Dis on the walls with the robotics lab, or in any of his usual hiding places. Not even congruents can get a read on his location. You might have an idea where he could be, though. Keep up on Sim and Dis meeting in secret outside the colony walls. Trust me, Dis. Not concerned, Sim says, his hand resting on Dis's shoulders entreatingly. The planet is in no danger of being subjugated by humans. You don't get it. They're really serious. They're going to use bombs. You've seen bombs, right? Explosions? What if they cut down every tree? Or poison the rivers? Or... Sim smiles patronizingly. I forget. Sometimes that you're so human. You're stuck in time, unable to see beyond the next 100 years. Even if your species managed to wipe all life from this continent, we simply bring it back again. It may take 20,000 years, but this planet will outlive you. This knocks Sim's hands away and wipes his eyes. Why are you so calm? Other gardeners aren't like this. Other gardeners know that humans are dangerous. Dis, Sim sighs, closing the distance between them and folding him into a gentle hug, like one would approach a biting animal. I'm not like the other gardeners. Not anymore. Just like you're not like your humans. Dis sniffles and buries his head in Sim's tattered clothing. Wish you'd let me help. Murmur is almost too quiet for you to hear. Make some noise. You let yourself snap a branch as you move toward the dry underbrush, and Dis leaps away from Sim with a guilty expression. They both relax when it hits you. Dis scrubs his red face. Hey, Solana. I guess I should go back now, huh? You and Dis sneak back into the colony as the sun sets, dodging Vase and his reveling friends. They've somehow wrangled themselves into a live trippet and are in the process of skewering it to roast over a big bonfire. You can hear its dying squeals from here, and shortly after that, smell the sweet charred scent of it roasting over the flame. Dis curls his lip. I hate this place. Sometimes I wish everyone would just hurry up and die. The week after Vertumnalia is the hottest since you landed. I'm supposed to take this time off for a much needed break, but it's just so humid and awful, and tempers are short. Shortly after the festival, you start seeing graffiti cropping up everywhere. It seems that a lively, if not particularly civil conversation between the two factions is being held on the flat surfaces of the colony. Lama announces a zero tolerance policy for political graffiti, but you notice that not every tag is being removed. Just the ones against the war, of course. The atmosphere of the colony is oppressive, as thick as the choking dust heat itself. Everywhere you try to relax, people just want to talk about the war. To make matters worse, the sweltering nights are making your nightmares intense again. Return to work feeling more stressed than before. Hate everyone but me. Us too. Nomi's birthday. Present. Peace. This. Press. We're not stressed, at least. I'm gonna see what happened if there's like any further information if I tend to the animals. Working with the bristle slugs this week, there's a whole herd of the seal slug porcupine beasts lumbering through the fields and rubbing against their scratching posts. You can walk right up to them and they don't mind at all. You empty the berry catching buckets and sort through the berries, picking out loose stones and planting any that have sprouted. Ones will grow into bristle slugs. Those ones will grow into bristle slugs too one day. Not wet season, when they're fully bristled and cranky about territory, so everyone's playing nice. The nice calm month of picking berries and scritching slugs. Come back from lunch one day to find the door to the pen wide open. Whoops, you forgot to lock it. Good thing bristle slugs don't tend to roam. You do a head count. 15, 16, 17. Huh. Seem to be a short one. Luckily, they're not very stealthy either. There's a glistening slime trail leading to the ruins of the Stratospheric, decorated with little clusters of berries. You lock the gate and settle off along the trail to find your wayward bristle slug. Get down. Easily find it. It's gotten itself wedged between two panels, switching back and forth. The most perfect scratching situation possible. You laugh and fill your shirt with the berries like a bowl, and gently nudge it towards back to the herd. It's slow going, but eventually everyone's back together again. Good work, Rancher. I thought we were gonna stumble on something with us. Fate dust now. Give. Oh, it's you. Root. It's hot and humid inside the geoponics bay, making your clothes stick to your skin as you look around for Cal. Eventually you see him, his back turned to you as he lifts bags of fertilizer into a wheelbarrow. Call out to him as you approach. He turns to you with a beaming smile. Luana, I was hoping I'd see you today. As you open your mouth to respond, you hear a quiet crack and hiss from nearby. Oh, Dudette, watch out, Cal says, stepping between you and what you realize too late is a humidity sprinkler. He laughs as he's blasted by a cloud of mist. One perfect moment, he looks as if he's been outlined with 1,000 rainbows. Ah, dip, Cal whines, smiling as he shakes out his hair and flips it back over his shoulder. I should have let you take that one, but your clothes would have gotten wet. He stands up straighter as your gaze passes over his body. He's really grown into himself is the thing. Before your eyes, a droplet of water bravely winds its way from the rise of his chest and down the rippling muscles of his abdomen to where it disappears into the shirt tied around his waist. Cal tilts his head, his smile a little teasing. He flexes his bicep at you. Caught you looking. Now. Okay, achievement time. Let's see if this goes anywhere. Of course I am. Have you seen yourself? His face goes completely red as he laughs and drops the post. Ah, jeez, Solana, he says, ducking his head. You can just barely see the edge of his smile. You can't just say things like that. He scuffs the dirt, rubbing the back of his head bashfully. He starts and laughs again. His smile turns soft. I like your hair. It's really pretty. Really caught him off guard, but he doesn't seem to mind. He leans in. Can I tell you a secret? Not actually too hot in here. My enhancement means I'm always just the right temperature. But I just like taking my shirt off. Like, beating the crap out of each other and playing soldier isn't the only way to get a rockin' bod, you know? Oh, you know. You know really well. You spend an enjoyable afternoon watching Cal and obviously heckling him as he deals bags of fertilizer to every corner of the hydroponics bay. When the job's done, he claps you on the back. Ugh, he's as strong as he looks. He chatters at you about his plans for the rest of the week as you leave the hydroponics lab. The relatively cooler, drier air of Autumna hits you like a slap, but of course Cal doesn't seem bothered at all. Race you to the cafeteria, he teases you before taking off down the path. You yell and run after him, causing a ruckus that makes a few adults shake their heads fondly at you as you tear through the colony side by side. Oh, he's not at max yet. Rex? Oh, this... You spot Rex carrying supplies and big pieces of wood into a huge tarped up section at the end of the lounge. He waves at you. Well, as much as a wave he can do with his arms full of mushwood. Hey, Solana, he calls out to you. Have you come to see the bar? You give him a questioning look. A bar? I don't know Rex super well, but you've never heard anything about a bar. He gestures to the tarps. My bar. I've been working on a special project ever since I joined the construction crew. Colony needed a place to cut loose, you dig? He looks up at it, beaming with pride. I think it's about halfway done. You take a look at what you see. Rex has kept it all pretty well tarped up and hates letting people inside to peek, so you can tell it's big. Maybe a little too big. Ambitious, maybe, for a first solo construction project. But Rex has a lot of help from his crew, and from the whole colony. He'd have to be able to find enough wood. I'm sure it'll be great. He comes over to you and slings you in a one-armed hug. Just seeing you makes me super energized. I can almost hear the music now. That's right, the bar's gonna have live music. You know anyone who plays an instrument? I'm gonna work double time to finish this place. If you want to help, bring me all the mushwood you can find. That's why he wants all the wood. I see. Plus 10 to all those skills. I'm gonna wait her out a bit. Well, maybe I get 300 kudos. Good. Trust, do I have 24? Go. You're leaving? Having trouble in card challenge? Oh, I'm not. I was just looking at my character stats. I can see. Sure. If there's any useful event. Oh, Nomi. Why are you here? You meet up with Dis and Nomi. Utopia assigned the two of them to study a specific plant, blobgrass. The sticky gelatinous fronds are almost totally transparent, especially dangerous when they form rafts over water, like this particular patch. Dis and Nomi are perched on top of the rocks by the shoreline, bonding over their love of exploring. They're an odd match. Dis is shy and withdrawn, and Nomi's very not. As you approach, you can hear Dis giggling over Nomi's impression of the chief administrator at Seek. Nomi's eyes go wide when they see you, and they lose their footing on the slippery rocks. Hey, whoa! They exclaim, falling into a knee-deep goopy pile of blobgrass. The stuff is so sticky it floats like rafts on the shallow water, trapping animals underneath it. Nomi's too big to be in danger, but they're still stuck. Red hope. He inevitably pulls you in, and you get all goopy too. It's a big sticky mess. You're naturally a little embarrassed by this clumsy rescue attempt, but Nomi's not. Come in, Dis, they laugh. The water's fine. Dis declines their generous invitation, grimacing as Nomi flecks him with the goopy water as you both flounder to shore. He just laughs and brushes themselves off. Not that it helps. They're soaked. Get it. How do you do that? Just be weird and mess things up, but not feel like you want to crawl in a hole and die from embarrassment. Now Nomi blushes. I guess I don't always know when I should be embarrassed? Yep, reply. I mean, I already know I'm stupid and uncoordinated and bad at, basically everything. They shrug. I don't know. I guess it doesn't bother me if other people think that too. Like, they can't just make fun of me for something that's just true, right? This stares at Nomi for a few seconds. Never thought about it like that. Says slowly. He takes a cloth out of his backpack. Here, he says, offering it to Nomi. For your face. We're all goopy. Nomi giggles and they share a moment of intense eye contact as Dis gently blots water from Nomi's face. Excuse you. Wait, what? Excuse you? Feel a bit jealous and laughed how you butt in between them, offering Nomi your towel. Oh, thanks, Solana. Nomi chirps. Having two towels is better than one, I guess. Just like having friends. This steps back, clearly annoyed. Excuse... This flow of events does not make sense. Oh, it's Sim. Sim materializes out of the forest before you. Lana, he says gravely, forgive my directness, but you must come with me now. He places your hand on your shoulder. Please trust me when I say I've done my best to argue on behalf of your kind. I hope only for the continued survival of humanity. Ominous. Crouches down to slide into a hidden opening under the roots of a tree. Follow, feeling strangely as if you're crawling into the belly of some animal. You emerge into a cave filled with the hum of strange machinery. A bank of ancient-looking control panels and a crystal tank of glowing liquid seem to almost have grown out of the natural rock. Mineral deposits from moisture trickling down the walls have reclaimed some of them. Then leads you to a console. This is the array, he says, pressing what seems to be buttons. As I've explained, this body I wear is only a vessel. My consciousness, the person who I am, is stored in the array. I return to it regularly, storing my body in the regeneration tank while I back up what I've learned that day into the array. Physical forms are prone to injury and death. It's temporary, but highly unpleasant. Therefore, the Overseer prefers to remain in the array. Then directs you to two weirdly fungal growths. Please, take hold of these interface handles. The Overseer is a computer? The word software would be more accurate. Strange presence speaks in your head. Play it cool. Is KFC actually finger licking good? It's just okay TPH, says Liz. False advertising. Maybe I can sue. Play it cool. You can feel the Overseer pause, and then a sensation in your mind that reminds you of someone clearing their throat. I am the Overseer, the voice continues. I speak for the gardeners. We will now show you what we are. I'm ready. You have the oddest feeling of memories being inserted into your mind, first a trickle and then a flood. Civilization called the Convergent Domain once existed on this planet over 20,000 years ago. In your mind, you see their dominions stretch from pole to pole, their farms and solar arrays glittering on the surface as their massive cities tunneled below. I already know about the domain. We are aware of that, the Overseer replies, its voice dry in your mind. You know most everything that happens on this planet. The Convergent Domain created the gardeners as their ecological control system, a vast network of artificial intelligences stored deep underground in a digital array. Self-propagating control towers and cloning stations were seated, allowing a gardener program to take biological form, downloading a copy of its consciousness to a host body created to suit the task at hand. You think of Sim, his body created to suit the task of befriending you? Under the direction of the Convergent Domain, the gardeners controlled the weather, the acidity of the soil, the cultivated species in their farms, and the rapidly shrinking wild areas of the planet. The Overseer doesn't quite sigh, but you get the impression it would. Over time, the Domain nearly destroyed this planet. They didn't respect nature. Correct. They saw the natural world as an unending buffet of resources. The exhaust from their factories blanketed the planet, choking out sunlight and oxygen. They consumed too much, destroyed the planet's ecosystem, and fought bitterly over the remaining resources. The last directive the gardeners were given by the Domain was to repair the planet's destroyed ecosystem, Overseer says solemnly. Gardeners tried, but it was too late. When the crops failed and the atmosphere became too thick for sunlight to pierce, the Convergent Domain perished by the billions. The last survivors took to the sky in colony ships and have never returned. You tried to imagine a tragedy on this scale, but it's just too enormous, too abstract to wrap your head around. Overseer continues relentlessly, thoughts flooding into your mind. What if... Okay, so this is like a Wall-E situation, apparently. What if we're the original Convergent Domain, and then like tens of thousands of years have passed, we had settled on Earth, and now we're back? For the millennia, the gardeners took their tasks seriously. It takes little effort to render a planet inhospitable, but significant dedication to restore it. Under the guidance of the gardeners and the final directive of the Convergent Domain, nature at last reclaimed the barren planet. The garden existed in perfect balance. Now your species has invaded it. And nowhere else to go. Your kind had the option to stay where they were, the Overseer replies, the tone of its thoughts darkening. You think we have empathy for the Convergent Domain, who fled on colony ships. Ones who selfishly refused to give their bodies back to the planet they destroyed with their pride. You chose to came here. And you chose to continue to stay here. You could instead choose to die. You shudder involuntarily. So the wrestling event this morning was predictable. Storytelling. Derby. Some vertumnant species have a technique of future sight, which the gardeners harness to catch glimpses into the web of timelines. See that you possess this technique too, alone in your kind. We have foreseen that humans pose a great danger to this planet. You are a monoculture, an invasive species. Through our hard-won battle in disarray, since arriving, you have shown nothing but a willingness to consume the planet's resources and replace them with more humans. Sorry we ever landed. Your guilt is inconsequential. You have observed that this emotion makes humans behave defensively. They avoid the cause of guilt, or worse, try to destroy it. No, it is better to pull a blighted plant from the root. Most gardeners would prefer to stamp you humans out like encroaching weeds. Indeed, we have tried using ecologically compliant organic methods. We are impressed at your tenacity to withstand these eradication procedures. Merely attacks, the famine, the pollen, not random natural occurrences at all, but gardeners' tactics to encourage the eradication of pests. Its symbiosis speaks in defense of your kind, and took effort to convince us that you were sentient and capable of communication. You present us with a quandary. Come from the stars, refugees of a catastrophe of your own design, one that you are intent to recreate here on a planet which still bears the scars of the last time it was used carelessly. So we ask, what are we to do with you? Right. Humans can change, help us. Well, at least half of us anyway. Do we teach your kind to be stewards of nature? The overseer replies. Perhaps your children can take up the mantle as well, and their children. Soon you are dead, as are your children's children. Generations pass. No one alive remembers the time the gardeners came to humans and taught them the proper ways to live. Now there are too many of you to teach, and your behavior too entrenched. What then? Genocide? You have no answer. There is silence in your head, and you can only hear the sound of water trickling down the cave walls, and gentle hum of the machines. Eventually the overseer speaks in your mind one last time. For now, you may leave freely. Consider this quandary, and we will be monitoring you and the other human. Feel a strange pull at your consciousness as you remove your hands from your face. You have it, it murmurs. That, my boss. Terrified? Tim nods sadly. That is the correct response. That's why I wanted you to know the truth. He walks over and runs his hand over the consoles, and now you know how to connect to this array. You should not come here unless I am with you. Tim takes your hands and looks at you solemnly. When you interface with the array, you hold everything. We are in your hands. It took a great deal of negotiating to convince my fellow gardeners to trust you with this power. Please, do not prove this trust mistaken. Did you know, Sim asks, we gardeners are each assigned a specific domain. My peers, Noctilucens, is invasive predatory animals. You would be best not to put humans in that category. It doesn't say what domain he has been assigned, though. You spot Sim emerging from a hole in the ground, much like the entrance to the cave where you first interfaced with the array. He blinks into the light and smiles when he sees you approach. Huh, it's you, he says warmly. A relief to not hide my movements from you any more. This? Sim examines the device for a moment and hands it back to you. I think you had better hold on to this, Solana. You might need it later. Women's matches were overall better than the men's. Girl bosses. Play. Play the pests. We are the pests. unfortunately. Play. I think we got all the collectibles. I shouldn't need any more, but it was very good that we came here because I didn't know he would be here or that we'd have that whole interaction. Just on this. This doesn't want to talk, but that's okay. It's almost better to just sit with him in comfortable silence. He appreciates that you're not like the other kids who just want to chatter all the time. It makes him anxious. I chose the wrong option. I'm gonna recover my stress. 9. That recovers 30. Well, not like it'd matter anyway. It's just 1 point. Enjoy the sunset. Keep exploring. You must bump into Dis. He's been so still and quiet, hunched over and looking down a little knoll. He shushes you and points. Don't hear them. Follow his finger and see what looks like a bush shaking violently. 2 of them actually at opposite ends of a clearing. Moving over territory. From far away, they really do just look like plants and rocks. You know that. They're quiet. Them a lot. Watch the 2 creatures face off, rhythmically rustling the leaves that grow out of their heads and backs. Their gangly, branch-like antennae swing over their heads as they rear up to their full heights. Even from far away, they look imposing, like agile boulders. One goes and then the other. They watch each other carefully, alternating and repeating the other's motions, trying to outdo each other. Ultimately, this smaller, more graceful one seems to be declared the winner. The loser plops back down and shuffles away into the jungle defeated. Cover that. Topaz, take advantage of your first year because everyone's gonna want to be making friends with people, so use that as your meet people. Do you really want to date someone who plays League of Legends? Want to date Jervy? Yes. Repeat the pattern. Empathy. Good. That is good. No, not Jervy. Yes, there's a bunch of recruitment stuff. Bird animal. Oh, it's just negated. Maybe you look at life in a new perspective. Thanks, Kana and Jeremy. You're welcome. Thank you, Trax. The creature's fur is like grass, so they must be kind of new. There must be a kind of photosynth animal that gets part of their energy from the sun. It couldn't be absorbents, photosynths, bush bubs. They got branches growing out of their heads and backs. Check your survey journal. It says bush bubs are common here, but they're similar to solitary creatures, so no. And they're too small to be Balneal's photosynths, so they don't usually leave the water. You found a new species. Maybe. That'd be cool. You decide to name them just in case. You look through your holoculars at maximum zoom. You can kind of make out that they have super long jaws, like a huge underbite. You name this species Sunbasker. Thinks it's so hard. So Sunbasker will have to do. Log your discovery. Actually, is there a better name for that that would have gotten me creativity points? Bush. Bush Maw? Okay, I don't know. Guess, okay, so it didn't increase creativity if you just like make a custom name. Here. Much stress. 20. There. Wait, Liz, did you see the interaction I had with Sim in this area? It will be brave. Jeremy is thinking of becoming a WWE wrestler. Imagine Jeremy versus John Cena versus Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Didn't two of those people retire? What do you mean? But your ring name would be BTS Jeremy, would be fire. Can you be called Jeremy Winter? I thought it was Espa Jeremy. Me too. You have some sparks. No, make this area hard to pass through. Your feet keep sinking into it. You have to work to get them free with every step. Forward here is especially a deep area. Take a break and play in it. Make a snow buddy. Try anyway. Get a rash. Oh, we got creativity. That upgrade always will. Spark snow. Find your way, I guess. You keep putting one foot in front of the other, relying on the wayfaring and a fair bit of luck to make your way through, but you see something inexplicable. What the heck is that? You squint into the driving snow, but all you see is white on white on white, and the slightest hint of movement. It doesn't even look corporeal. It's like a cloud, like the snow is coming from it. It's impossible to get a closer look. You pull your collar tighter against the storm and move on. John Cena and The Rock are still active? I thought John Cena just makes videos talking Chinese and posts them now. You know? Imagine getting with a K-pop star and then you're finishing marrying on the dance floor. What does that even mean? Cloudy day. Right. Let's refresh stamina at that lake. 34. They just come when they want a punch? That's what you mean by active? 大家好，中国今天我有冰淇淋。Dwayne Johnson's involved in the current story. What? That's surprising. Wait, is that why I saw a video of him being booed on stage? I just got a letter from a villager in Animal Crossing. He wrote, "Don't you like the smell of my letter? I dipped it in sauce and licked the sauce and sent it to you." That's fantastic. It was a lazy villager, right? Oh my god. That's so funny. xxKanade, do you know the greatness that is woman? Yes, I do. I hate it. Please, no. Ever. Early wait. Okay, wet 2 is vase. Mars is wet 1. Oh, she wants to talk to me. Playing a villain character, he is the villain character for the first time in 20 years. I figured nobody was actually there. I figured nobody there was actually booing him because of Hawaii. I thought the chants were saying Maui. This is what I get for getting back to play Animal Crossing licked letters. I think it's great. Long story to explain, but sheesh. Jervy pins Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to win wrestling, and then the crowd goes wow wow. Mars is working in the depot today. You find her sitting on a pile of boxes, drumming her feet against them as she flips dismissively through a magazine on her hollow palm. Every so often, she snorts at something she's read and rolls her eyes. "Oh, hey, Solana," she says as you approach. "Would you rather have a really bad body odor for a day or have to spend the whole day naked?" I would just hide in my house. Be fine being naked, I guess. Stay in bed all day. Me too. I mean, if anyone can still be fabulous with no clothes on, it's probably you and me. Eh? I'm reading some of the teen magazines from Old Earth, you know, like fashion and makeup and dating and stuff. He turns to a new page and reads out loud. Don't be afraid to use green concealer. You may look like the Wicked Witch at first, but don't click your heels and go home. Stick with it and you'll be on that yellow brick road to clear, beautiful skin. He laughs incredulously. What does that even mean? Papa taught me to put on makeup because I wanted to be pretty like him, but it was never like, cover up your blemishes, make your nose smaller, hide your scunchy pores. That's all they ever talk about in these things. And it's like, was Earth fashion really about making everyone look as small as possible? What was wrong with them? She gestures to herself. I was the biggest kid in the whole time we were growing up, and I've always been gorgeous. And that's not just my genetic enhancement talking. Sometimes I think they should have made everyone unable to feel shame. Like all these magazines talk about is how to fix your flaws or act different so people will like you. It's such a waste of time. She tosses her hair over her shoulder. If people don't like me, they can flick off. I literally don't care what they think. He pats the box next to her and you climb up and sit by her side. The dating advice in these things is pretty good though, she says, flipping through a few pages. Like, my dad taught me about reproduction and stuff, but they actually got so squicked out when I asked how you actually get someone to have sex with you. She rolls her eyes. Oh my god. Oh yeah, no shame, alright. Ours based, oh. For that part? She does not know shame. Teenager? Okay, honestly, so do some people on the internet. Like, they forget that it's okay to keep secrets sometimes and not tell us everything. That stuff that they do. Like, for the part on you shouldn't make yourself as small as possible. You can be gorgeous at any size. Okay, yes, yes. Mars is goated for that one. Case for that one. Teenagers on Earth were apparently very worried about getting boys to like them. Like, look at this quiz. 10 ways to tell if he's super into you. She smirks and angles her hollow screen away from you. Ooh, let's see how into me you are, Solana. First question, do you have any cute nicknames for me? Aren't you just Mars? I do. Really? Tell me. Actually, no, don't tell me. Second question, do you get nervous around me? Sometimes. Prods you with her elbow. No, really? Well, I guess that's understandable. Last question, do you go out of your way to see me? A little bit. Oh, Solana, I am happy whenever you come to talk to me. Us sophisticated folks gotta stick together. Makes a frustrated noise and dismisses her whole screen. Ah, this is so wimpy. What's wrong with Earth teens? If you want to know if someone likes you, just ask them. It's easy if you're not a coward. Mars turns to you and leans in, bracketing your legs with her arms. What does that mean? You can smell her body lotion, light and floral. You feel the heat of her chest against your arm. She pouts and looks at you through her lashes. What about it, Solana? Do you like me? Dude, we're not even close. He's messing with me, right? What? No, we're just friends. She doesn't even look disappointed. She leans back and brushes her hand down the sleeves of your jacket as if dusting you off. See? It's just that easy. Bugs incoming. Oops. Yikes, negative Riz? What do you mean? We don't have 10 hearts, so it doesn't even mean anything. The worst she could say is no. I feel when she says ew. Wait, was the dialogue option ew? Just ask, forehead. Honestly true. Who has negative Riz? Okay, so Vase's birthday is Coming up. I'm just gonna give you egg. We're gonna ignore. His birthday already passed, so we're going to give this. Where you'd normally find Rex and Nomi playing together, you only find Rex. Ask him where Nomi is, and Eva shrugs. Sorry, I don't know. They mentioned they were kind of under the weather. Probably leveling their Legends of Avamar character. You try messaging them on their holopalm? You thank Rex and go back to your room. You get comfy on your bed and load up Nomi's private League of Avamar server. Back on Earth, there would have been thousands of people playing this game, but now it's just a brave few nerds. Just as Rex said, Nomi's logged in to one of her characters and they send you a message. Hey, sorry if you're looking for me. I feel super crummy, so I'm gonna spend some time in Avamar. I'm leveling an alt right now. If you want to make a new character, I can help you with the first group quests. What kind of character you want to play? Wizard. You log into the game with your new character. After spending a few minutes having a minor existential crisis over the name, you eventually give up and name them after yourself. Nomi's waiting for you with your new character, Nidrace, an elven archer with long red hair. They jump a few times in your general direction. Character's so cute! Hehe. Thanks, yours too. Oh, you think so? Thank you! New background thing! You do the first few quests with Nomi. Their character is a little more powerful than yours, so there's lots of time to chat. He keeps a running banter about your adventures, typing as if they're speaking for their character. You're my belt meddlesome creatures. The forest will miss not your presence. Hard not to notice how much more serious and well-spoken Nomi seems when they're writing in character instead of speaking. You didn't know you had it. You didn't know you had it in them. You play along? Or Sith I do. You type back. Arcane power seal thine fate. And Nomi sends you a string of hearts. You play it for a bit until you have to stop to sell your loot at the vendor, marveling at the accessories you'll be able to buy when you have some more gold. Nomi opens the trade window with you and plugs a necklace into it. It's one of the expensive ones and a huge increase in stats. Galactic. I thought it would look good. I thought it would look good on you. Heart, heart, heart. Okay. Accept it and for it back, I guess. You type back, I shall wear it into battle and think of you, my star. He replies with a heart. Just RPing, right? You and Nomi battle your way through a knoll encampment and stand face to face with the big bad Graz mage pelt. He readies their bow. Heroes, we are called to battle! On the way to the gym, just helping my friend though. Your back is still dying. Yeah, don't strain yourself. This feels a lot like Maple's story. Plus 10 if the goes. This. What has equal to gold though? Oh, here you go. I just choked on spit. I'm okay. You stand victorious over Graz mage pelt. When you click out of the loot window, you have a message waiting from Nomi. Our bond. Your bond is greater than any evil that may befell this land. The power of true love conquers all. Nomi sends you a kissing emoji, then a string of question marks. Wait, what? What? OMG, don't be weird, OMG, ha ha ha, it's just in game. Okay, I guess we are RPing. Couldn't tell if that was a sneeze or a cough, but either way, bless you. Thanks, Liz. Okay, I guess. Alright, yes, it's perfect for our characters. Okay. Yay, OMG, I'm happy you get it, Lamau. Wait a few minutes before Nomi composes their message. Finally, they say to you. Finally, they send you. Major's tree whisper turns and embraces Solana in their strong arms. My love, they say, by your side I would hazard any foe. Nothing frightens me more than the prospect of a life without you. The fiery-haired archer bends to press their lips to Solana, sealing their love with a kiss. You log off the game and open a chat window with Nomi. What do you say? That was really fun. Haha. Ha ha ha. OMG, yeah, thank you. I had so much fun too. Now maybe I'll use it for inspiration for my manga. Ha ha ha. I sure don't like anyone like that. OMG. Sometimes I feel like everyone's here, a big ball of hormones here. Like all of a sudden everyone cares about who's doing smutty stuff and I'm just sitting here like, yuck. Maybe you haven't met the right person. OMG, rude? What? Now, Solana, you can't just say that to someone. That's not how it works. Because sure, okay, I might like someone in the future. Doesn't mean my feelings aren't valid now. Sorry. Okay. I just can't imagine liking someone that much. Or them liking me that much. Ha 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 ha. Wait. That's gross, Lamau. But anyways, thank you for playing with me. What? Sometimes it's easier to talk about this stuff when I get to pretend to be someone else, you know? Maple Story RPing. Wait, is this cheating on Dis? Ah, no. He and Momi were flirting in the fields and I had to interrupt their little thing going on. Wait, she's not even close, though. She's like halfway. Not even close. Fine. Derby hits the rock bottom on Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Okay. She's Arrow Ace. She's aromantic. Hang is definitely aromantic, asexual. Alright, this. I guess that's... This evening when Des isn't in his quarters or his usual spot near the expedition vehicles, you have a sixth sense of where to find him. His old secret hideout where the big drainage pipe under the wall, where he still goes sometimes when he needs to escape and be alone. Sure enough, there he is at the entrance of the pipe. Something's wrong. He's fiddling with a package furtively. His head jerks up as you approach and he clutches it to his chest. You can barely believe your eyes, but you know a bomb when you see one. What are you doing? Oh! This stares at you for a few moments, weighing the truth. I'm leaving, he says eventually. Noctilucent made me a deal. Sabotage the colony during the next attack and they'll let me become a gardener. Don't get in my way, Solana. I don't want to have to hurt you. Empathy challenge? Kirby hyped himself up. He's gonna buy the new game coming out to live the story instead of being a wrestler IRL. From the convo when she said, I don't think I'll ever like anybody that maybe kind of thinks she's Arrow Ace. You can't. But I never checked. Timochi romance. Know me. This I don't know if trusting Noctilus is a good idea. Oh no. 6, but I lose 3 kudos. Thanks for lurking, Topaz. Oh, I'll have to ask Timochi about it. Ideas for next playthrough. Hi, Nutella! Gonna lurk again today. Thanks for lurking, Nutella. This clutches the explosives to his chest tightly and lets out one shuddering sigh. Okay. Okay, He shakes his head and hands it over to you. Take it. Before I change my mind. This is an ending. Crossroads. You dispose of the deadly package and thank all the gods from all the religions you can name that you were here tonight to stop this. Wait. It is one. Already gave Mars her gift. Is there anything new with research? Nope. Try working on the farm. Is there anything new here? Nope. The garrison? The depot. I don't think anything new happens there. Double check here. Got duty? You show up bright and early for muster with the other garrison recruits. It's mostly younger people. Other more experienced security officers are all posted up on guard duty. Anemone's here though, her rowdy red hair tied back into a poof. She shoots you a little grin as she falls in formation beside you. You shift from foot to foot awkwardly, not sure where to put your hands. Anemone nudges you with her elbow and gestures that you should stand like her, with your hands clasped loosely behind your back. You manage that just as Security Chief Rhett comes out to speak to the recruits. "Morning, recruits," he calls, his voice cutting through the still morning air. He pauses, looking at the assembled band of motley youth, and taps his ear. "Good morning, Security Chief Rhett." "Oh, we'll be working on that," he says as he crosses his arms. "Working the garrison ain't like the other jobs, children. Here you'll be expected to give 100% every day. If you burn some food in the kitchen or shovel the wrong pile of dirt in geoponics, it's no big deal. But here, it can be a matter of life or death. Not just for you, but everyone in the colony. Loyalty, dedication, self-sacrifice, and honor. These are the soldier's creed," Rhett says, steely-gazed and even. Wonder how many battles he saw on Earth. Just like your mommy he doesn't like to talk about it. Not a place for half-assed kids to run around and play soldier. Look around awkwardly at the other recruits. Just a little tense for lookout duty. Rhett catches your attention wavering and speaks directly to you, staring you right in the eye. "Laziness and ego have no place here. If you slack off and let something slip past you, you could die. Your friends and family could die. This ain't school. This is real life. Real danger. Even if you blink too long, then we're all dead." Take the new blink challenge seriously. It hurts your eyeballs, but you stare Rhett down until he actually laughs. Well, he cracks a smile anyway. Then he looks away first. "That's the spirit, Solana," he says, clapping you on the shoulder. "I don't mean to scare you kids. But I really do need you to know that this isn't a fun little game. You can't sneak your little friends into the watchtower. You can't work on your homework. You can't catch up on sleep. Even though lookout duty seems like an easy job for kids to do to keep busy, it's very important here. I need you to take it seriously, like Solana here." Oh, that's why I had kept. What is this? Unless you're here because you realize Rex is a shit for brains coward who'd rather dick around than defend his own home, get out of my sight. I don't have time for weak-willed deadweights like him, and right now that includes you. Shut up. Walking to the garrison when the wall of trophies catches your eye. When you take a closer look, you notice that all the rewards are for various combat skill competitions. Ace's name features regularly on them. Your Vase's heavy footsteps clang behind you. Julio pauses Star Brawler. Every year they let me start competing. Says he taps on the glass. That one I had a bet that if I won, I could give away anything on the duty roster for 1 month for every opponent I knocked out. I didn't see a potato peeler for a year. He smirked. They stopped betting against me after that. He crosses his arms and looks up at the wall of trophies. Nudges your arm. You want to hear about the first fight I ever won? Or... I know I don't look it, but I was a small kid. Wimpy, scrawny. I was always getting pushed around by the older kids. One day, those older kids decided that if I was going to play soldier, they were going to haze me like one. It was a 4-on-1. All of them bigger and stronger than me, but they underestimated me. It doesn't take a lot of strength to break a man's arm. Face continues. He shoots you a look, holding your eye. I'd like a bitch about it too. His voice goes on higher, mocking. Hoo. What is this guy's problem? He slaps you on the back, and you know what? Felt great. Wow, you're so cool. Sarcasm. Hell yeah, I am. God, what is his augment? He's actually psychotic. Work though. That kid whose arm I broke. No one gives a shit about him anymore. He dropped out of the combat program, and everyone started including me in training exercises instead. And when I hit my growth spurt, he throws back his head and laughs. Did they ever eat shit? He reaches down and grabs himself between his legs. What the fuck? And thanks to Daddy Genetech, nobody doubts I'm the goddamn man anymore, if you catch my drift. What does that mean? He just like have extra testosterone or some shit? Well, and oh my god. His augment is well endowed. Okay, game. What the fuck? You couldn't believe that was his augment? I can't believe it either. What the hell? How is that useful? I got anemone. SMH, my SMH. Should have been lesbian instead. I talked to that is live and I missed it. Hi Suds. I have like one more area to go. One collectible remaining. Let me help out Auntie. Help in the kitchens. With every shift in the kitchen, you think of your mom. She died so you could have this food. You'll never forget that sacrifice. Pay to remove cards in the quarter spot? Oh! So empathy gets you that. Here now, true, but how much longer can a voice hold out? I don't know. I have to assume it's more like all-around enhancement, just like what he focuses on. Also to make the joke that he's a massive prick. You think he's mentally ill. Visit the spa. Oh, this is how that works. Okay. Wait. Did Utica die? We've stopped having funerals, so I don't know where she is. Also, am I still at 10 hearts with this? Yes. Hi, Dad. Have this fruit. Half a heart. Okay. Add to the yellow. No, just in case. Because I never invested in those yellow slots. There we go. Alright, let's go into, plains. Okay, I mean forage in the valley. Let's see if Sim is here with an event. Oh, he is. Oh, Utopia's here too. You're trekking through the wilderness when something catches your eye. To anyone else, it'd be a weird depression between two roots, but it pings something in your memory. Is this what the entrance to the Overseer's cave looked like? You decide to check it out. Your hunch is correct. The depression opens up into a passageway just big enough to wiggle your body through, and then widens even more to reveal a familiar door. You quietly push it open. The room you enter is not unlike the one where you interface with the array. There's a vat in the corner emitting a soft organic glow, and the other computer panel slowly being reclaimed by the rock wall. Not hard to assume the planet is lousy with rooms just like this one, where Sim and the other gardeners can rest and respawn if needed. This one, however, is not empty. You enter to find Sim, who is aptly so, as naked as the day he was born. He is stepping out of the regeneration vat, clad only in strands of bioluminescent glue that slide down his long limbs and patter to the ground. His back is to you, treating you to a glimpse of skin usually hidden under layers of tattered dark fabric. The knobs of his spine and shoulder blades visible under his inhuman musculature. He looks unusually delicate and vulnerable. He reaches up and gently wings out his thick hair, humming a song you recognize from the Hollow Archives. As if sensing the weight of your gaze on his body, he pauses and slowly turns his head. Lana, didn't see you come in. See what our friendship is at. Sorry to bother you. It's no bother, he replies, looking down at himself. It does not bother you. Now that you know the truth about the gardeners, we can be far more free with our words. He gestures to the regeneration vat. And very few secrets from you now. You can come take a closer look if you'd like. After a beat, he clarifies. A closer look at the vat, I mean. You walk over and check out the vat. The air gets noticeably warmer the closer you get, like sunlight on your face, and there's a faint organic smell that's not unpleasant. The vat itself looks like something you'd find in engineering, but it seems to be constructed entirely out of natural materials, spongy-looking fungal growths, mineral deposits, and pulsating vine-like umbilicals. You can touch it. It's not dangerous. You sit on the lip of the vat and run your fingertips across the surface of the glowing liquid. A slight electric charge prickles up your forearms, and you feel the first of a link to the array. Tim sits down beside you, now fully dressed. His fingers light on the surface of the liquid as well, and you feel a slight presence at the edge of your mind, like a thought you can't reach. I'm glad we can talk freely now, it says. Is there anything you wish to know about me or the gardeners? More about the gardeners. Compared to the gardeners, humanity is short-sighted. You're often unable to conceptualize present or future beyond your own lives or those of your direct descendants. Gardeners think on a much larger scale. I once spent 400 years as a mush tree, just to avoid talking to a gardener whose methods I disagreed with. Juvenile, I know, but when your memory spans tens of thousands of years, 400 years is trivial. It has given me a true appreciation for all life that goes deeper than I can describe. But I tell you that the gardeners are Vertumna, I mean it quite literally. How many gardeners are there? He thinks for a few seconds. It's hard to say. There are theoretically an infinite number of instances of the software that comprises a gardener. It's not uncommon for a particular instance, such as myself, to go dormant, possibly for thousands of years. He stretches out his fingers and looks at them, and then at you. Many gardeners, such as the overseer, find they do not need to take physical form at all. There are only a handful like myself who do. Dying and being reborn? What's that like? Reborn isn't the right word, Sim answers. It's more like reopening a program after a system crash. Everything is still there, perfectly preserved, except for whatever I added since the last time I saved my work. Functionally, it feels more like teleportation. As for dying, he continues, frowning a little as he considers the thought. Well, I'm certain that dying can be extremely painful. Depends on the death, I assume. I have no memory of the moment of death, though I have died many, many times. In that, we are the same. Evidently, Nomi also wears an emoji Oh. Oh wait! Barry won! Wow! Let's fucking go. We got my money back. Wow, that's crazy. How old are you? My question has many answers, Sim replies with a slight smile. Consciousness has ultimately been in existence for over 20,000 years since the creation of the gardeners. That means very little. I certainly don't have a 20,000 years experience as a bipedal anthropomorphic organic capable of speech. And this body, he says, gesturing to himself, it's only minutes old. You like being a gardener? Does the wind like being the wind? Sorry to be cryptic. I told you I would not, but there really is no other way to answer that question. I am what I was created to be. There's a beauty in that, and a clarity of purpose that makes me feel fulfilled. I do not experience existential angst like a human does. So, what should we humans do? If I knew the answer, I would tell you, Sim replies, placing his hand on top of yours. Pragmatically, I do agree with the other gardeners. If our purpose is to protect the biosphere of Vertumna, and humanity poses a threat to that, then by the letter of our own design, humanity must be eradicated. However, he sighs and looks away. I love humanity. I think you all are an incredible species, and it would be a shame to destroy you. I feel like doing so would be a violation of the spirit of the Convergent Domain's last decree. And perhaps, redeeming you will be the greatest act of love we could perform in the name of our perfect creators. Thanks, that's enough. Please know that you can come to me at any time and I will do my best to answer, he says. However, I must apologize for something, he says abruptly. I simply must. May I touch you? At your questioning look, Sim blushes and turns his head away. This body is new, he murmurs, and all of its senses are heightened, I confess. I find myself unable to stop myself from wondering what it would be like to touch another while I am vulnerable to sensation like this. What are these options? Huh. Did I? Oh, wait. Can you save from food? 1860 is just such an arbitrary number. What do I do? Do I do one for content? If it's too spicy, I'm not gonna read it though, just like the other time. That was uncomfortable. Had 61860 and you wanted to even it out. Oh. Content. Liz! Who was your second romance? Alright, again, if it's awkward, I'm not gonna read it. Oh, you're gonna make me uncomfortable. Sim looks delighted as he reaches out and pets. Okay, it's not. Pets your hair, running his fingers through the fine strands. Marvelous. Truly a texture I've not been able to replicate in my own body. He runs his thumb over your eyebrows, then your cheekbone. His fingers dance down the bridge of your nose, and then lightly. Wait, I should rename this one like ATM instead. Truly a texture I've not been able to replicate in my own bodies. He runs his thumb over your eyebrows, then your cheekbone. His fingers dance down the bridge of your nose, and then lightly into the dip of your philtrum, across your lips to pause on your chin. What's a philtrum? Your second romance was dis, then who was the first one? The first one was dis and the second was dis. Oh. Oh, you just went all in. Sim's gaze drops to your mouth as his own lips part with an unspoken question. Sorry, I can't. I'm dating someone. Sim's eyes narrow in thought. Yes, that is a concern for humans. I was not aware you felt the same. My apologies. He stands and takes a deep breath. I'd like to go outside. You ever swam in a lake nearby? It's incredible, especially when my senses are heightened. I love the feeling of sun and water on my skin. It smells down at you. You're welcome to join me if you like. Tim falls into step beside you and walks with you in companionable silence for a few minutes. It's up to you to start talking, it looks like. It's a little groove between your nose and lips. Oh, okay. Thanks, Joff. Can't leave him. That's why I watch Kanade make the choices I'm not brave enough to make. Okay. We'll see. I'm gonna load back in. Because I do want the achievements for getting everyone to 10 hearts. So we'll see if that happens. Okay, we'll just go through all the flirt options so I can get whatever achievement thingy for romancing. While we have this opportunity to do so. Sim. Okay, so we chose I can see you very well though. Sim tilts his head. Oh. He replies. He turns slightly, taking on a slightly more performative posture. Did I design this body to your liking? I have to say he did. Alright. So this is the same again. Check out the vat. touch anywhere. Oh, wait! Oh, yeah, you can't. Okay, so never mind. So this just... It's just locked in because we're dating Dis already. Okay, so I'm gonna go my original route. Sorry to bother you. I'm just gonna ask all the questions again, just so that he knows fast. Okay. Okay. So 8 Valley. So that's not changeable. Maybe in like another run. Okay, Utopia now. Like the rest of the planet, the valley is home to some strange plant and animal life. You find Utopia puzzling over a jelly arch. A huge gelatinous arch held together by solid veins large enough for a person to walk underneath. They don't look like animals, but you've been around long enough to realize that things aren't always what they seem. On closer inspection, the arches seem to pulse and breathe even though they have no visible organs. Always kind of warm. It's unsettling. Oh wait, we've seen this before. Stop it. I'm quite enjoying these holographic videos you gave me, Sim says. I've been learning so much about the humanity from them. However, what are fava beans, Yanti? I brought you a log. Can't we calm down? Oh, wait, is this backwards? Oh no, Suds keeps losing. Oh, this is another resting spot. I'm going to reload, go somewhere else. The berry bushes. Search them. Oh wait, I have full bio though. So I might get kudos. $17. 21. 2. Why you keep losing? Oh, whoops. Wait, what was it? I didn't know she would jump on me. Egg. Eat the egg. Go around it. This. You're getting accustomed to navigating the thick, choking pole in the Valley of Vertigo. You learn how to decipher the fog in the path. It's almost as if the valley was designed on purpose, blanketing edge to edge with edible food just ready for picking. You find a Flobber fruit. Lava fruits grow wild here, sagging under the weight of their juicy berries. You filled your basket with this little low-hanging fruit. You meet up in Utopia, who congratulates you on your find. Didn't happen, nothing happened. What happened? Oh my god, Liz won again. Oh my god. Liz, you rizzed all our luck. For real. Didn't happen, nothing happened. I know Liz is the go. Oh no, complicit in the laundering. God. Liz, why does this keep happening to you? We won't take that one because it was so tiny. Just I got B3. Okay, we can lie down in the meadow here now. Wear them without picking. Thanks, Liz. I want to say we're okay to go home. Got anything else for me, Tim? Alright, we should just go home then. I think. Else, I think. My stats? No one else was here. Oh. Go home, Dio. Now glow. 18. Oh. This. Ow. Have this fruit. Dad. Hang. Have this. Anemone. Have this egg. Crystal. Okay. Rex and Mars and everyone seemed to be this. Friends, actually. I'm missing one person? No. Let's sneak out to explore the glow. Should be here now, right? This. Come to a dense part of the path where the gnarlwood surrounds you and blocks out the sky in the wormhole above. Long threads that look like hair hanging down from the trees. Avoid it. I think if you just cut it down, there's nothing. There's one event here. Is this just a crystal harvest? So peaceful out here. Where you're walking. So you can't see it. Been told the wormhole above is shining UV light. Didn't like that one. Get another card. Let's get a card for that. Crystals do I even have? I think I have hella crystals, so I don't actually need this. There's no offense that are of significance. Oh, there. Thanks for lurking, Trex. Have a good sleep, Gaio. I have both these cards already too. Oh, this is here. I mean, sorry. Emma is here. Okay. All worth it now. First, take some photographs. Right. Shadows upon shadows move upon each other. Hello again, Sugarbug. You're getting pretty good at navigating the dark. Have you come to ask me more questions? Is Noctilucent the one that attacked us? Smiles and looks off to the distance. Who you've met. My condolences. Their views are difficult to hold within myself, though I understand them implicitly. Noctilucent is responsible for invasive species management, so yes, repelling you falls under their domain. The most obvious method, as you've noticed, is the yearly attacks. There are another, more subtle methods to discourage growth. Plague and famine, for example. Doesn't need to be this way. Sim stops walking and smiles politely. Well, that's enough for now. The trees have ears, you know. That's all he'll tell us. At least he's back. Here. I took everything back there. We only have this one event here. Guess I'll take and then we'll go home. Closer look. Up my way. That was useless. Alright, we're just gonna go home.